Math Minute 60, number 1 says, what is the best estimate of the time on this clock? Well, so when you're looking at a clock like this, the first thing you want to do is look at the small hand. And so I'm going to write this up here. The small hand, that's what we call these arrows on the clock here. The small hand is near the 3. So that's going to be my first number. And the long hand, so that's this longer arrow, would be on the 11. There would be an 11 right here if they had all the numbers on there, which on the clock, the 11 represents 55. So that's going to be my second number. So we would say that the best estimate on the time on this clock would be 3:55, which is answer A. Number 2 says, fill in the square with the correct fraction. So 12 times some fraction is going to give us 6. Well, to find this missing number here, this fraction, we need to do the opposite of what it's showing. So it's showing 12 times. So I want to do the opposite of multiplication here. Well, the opposite of multiplication is division. So I'm going to divide by 12. And if I do something on one side of the equal sign, I have to do it on the other. So now that cancels out over there. So now I have to put 6 over 12 in simplest form. And so this is where I say, okay, the greatest common factor of 6 and 12 would be 6. So I'm going to divide both of these by 6. 6 divided by 6 on top would be 1. 12 divided by 6 on the bottom would be 2. So my fraction here is going to be 1/2, or 1 over 2. So 12 times 1 over 2 would equal 6. Number 3 says, which shape is congruent to this one? Kind of looks like a lightning bolt. So what we need to know here is that congruent means identical. So which one of those lightning bolts is identical to the one that they're showing? Well, the one that looks identical to it would be A. Same size, same shape. Number 4, 3 squared plus 2 squared equals what? So I just have to break this down. So 3 squared, which means 3 times 3 is 9. And then 2 squared, which means 2 times 2 equals 4. And then the last thing I have to do is add those together. So 9 plus 4 would equal 13. Number 5, what is the total number of girls in these classes? Well, in class 1, there's 15 girls. In class 2, there's 12 girls. So if I want the total, that just means I'm going to add them together. 15 plus 12. If I did that in my head or used a calculator, I'd get 27. So we would say that there are 27 total girls in those 2 classes. Number 6, each of these hearts could be colored red, pink, or blue. How many different ways could they be colored? Okay, so basically what they're saying is this first heart could be red, pink, or blue, so that's 3 options. The second heart can also be red, pink, or blue, so that's also 3 options. And then this last heart could also be red, pink, or blue, so that's another 3 options. So if I want to figure out the total possible combinations, I'm going to multiply all of these together. So 3 times 3 times 3. And if I did 3 times 3 times 3, 3 times 3 is 9, 9 times 3 would be 27 possible combinations. Seven through 10, we gotta match the expression to the correct description. So if I look at answer A, it says a number to the 3rd power. So a number to the 3rd power. So I don't know what that number is, so I have to give it a variable, and in math it's a letter. So I'm just going to give it n for number. And to the 3rd power means that I put a little 3 next to it like that. Well, that looks a lot like number 9, so I'm going to draw an arrow connecting those ones. Answer B says 3 times a number. So 3 times would look like that. And then a number, again, I got to give it a variable. In this case, I'll just make it n for number. Now in math, another way we could write 3 times n is just write 3n. We don't actually have to write the multiplication sign in between them. So that sure looks like number 8. So we're just going to draw lines connecting those two. Answer C says the sum of a number and 3. Remember, sum means add. So we want to add a number and 3. So again, number we're going to represent with an n. And we're going to add 3. N plus 3. Well, that sure looks like number 10. And then the last one, D, a number. Again, we're going to give it a letter. In this case, we're going to make it n, divided by 3. So that's my division symbol, and then I'd put 3 down there. That sure looks like answer 7, so I'm going to connect 7 and answer D down there. So go ahead and turn that one in. That concludes Math Minute 60.